Solve the inequality x minus 1/2 is less than negative 2/3. Then graph the solution.
Solving this is just like solving an equation. First, we have to undo addition and subtraction, and the only thing that's stopping x from being on one side by itself is that negative 1/2. And if we look at that x and that negative 1/2, it is connected through subtraction. So the inverse of subtraction is addition. We have to add 1/2 on both sides of the inequality. Negative 1/2 plus 1/2 additive inverse, that cancels out. We're left with x is less than. Now we're going to do this math. So when we have fractions, we must have a common denominator. And the common denominator is 6. So to get the denominator of 6 when we're dealing with negative 2/3, we have to multiply it by 2 over 2, which is negative 4/6. Now to get the common denominator of 6 with 1/2, we have to multiply it by 3 over 3, which is 3/6. Now we have to add negative 1/6. So x is less than negative 1/6. Now we're going to graph. I'm going to do a very basic graph. I'm going to put 3 numbers. Now we have to figure out where a point is supposed to be, and then we have to figure out if it's going to be open or closed. In this case, it's going to be open because it does not say or equal to. That means negative 1/6 is not included. Now I have to figure out what direction I'm going to shade in. If you read it correctly, it says x is less than negative 1/6. So I need to shade in the less than direction. Now I can check by substituting a value in. Let's use negative 1. So when I substitute that in, I get negative 1 minus 1/2 is less than negative 2/3. So negative 1 minus 1/2 is negative 1 1/2. Is negative 1 1/2 less than negative 2/3? Yes, it is, because negative 2/3 is closer to 0 than negative 1/2 is. So we know our graph is going in the correct direction.